What's going on, guys? Hey, we are back, man. We've got some brand new footage from Magyar's birds. Literally, like, there's two different videos. One's about 4 minutes long. The other one's about two. The first one, the 4 minute long one, is just straight up some of the gnarliest drone FPV strikes that I think I've actually ever seen. So, with that said, before we jump into any of it, I do have some exciting news. We have our very first group of neo-Nazi haters. Okay, let me explain. I received a comment earlier today. Here, let me. Oh, you can see it right here. So I see. So this is from Mr. Wolfsangle 3SAB. So I see you're on several times a day and can't acknowledge a few of your loyal supporters. Shake my head. I watch because it comes up on my feed. All right, Mr. Wolf. So that's how it all started, right? Anybody who is a part of this community knows I'm on Discord often. I talk with people every day, whether it be text, email, on Discord, Messenger, DMs, through other social media. If I've talked to you personally, let them know in the comments, just so we have an example or multiple examples. Anyways, I saw this comment and immediately kind of my radar went off like, okay, this is strange because it's not true, and it seems like he's just looking to talk crap or kind of create a bad image of me to other people watching the video. Immediately, it got like 2 likes too. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Like, do people really believe this? So I clicked on this guy, Mr. Wolfsangle, right? Mr. Wolfsangle has commented similar things across multiple videos. When you click on their name, it'll show every comment that they've made on every video, and it's similar comments on every or on multiple videos. And the same couple of people are also liking his comments and also jumping in on the hate. So, for example, Wolfsangle will comment something negative, and then one of these other guys will jump in and be like, "Yeah, it's a garbage channel. Just block it anyways," or trash content, or stuff like that. And I've noticed it's always the same 3 to 4 guys. So this is strange to me, right? This is the only reason I'm bringing it up now because it ended up developing into a little bit of an interesting investigation on my end. So if it were just Russian trolls, which we've seen before, it is what it is. Outside of that, occasionally we'll get a hater here and then, here or there, but it's very rare. Like we have a almost, I don't want to say completely, but a very, very positive comment section, super supportive and awesome viewers and supporters. So it's immediately a red flag when I see something like this, and then multiple people are jumping on the bandwagon. So it's just the same couple of people on every video that they're not every video that I make, but multiple videos. It's the same few people. Let's take a look at who these guys are. Okay, let's start with Mr. Helmet. This is his name, Helmut. Okay, looks like right off the bat there's some pro Azov stuff, but I saw this right out of the gate. It says, I'm a member of Misanthropic Division Hate Crew Croatia. We kill for a living. Oh, that's weird. For one, what is Misanthropic Division? And by everything I know in the USA, Hate Crew, anything titled a Hate Crew, typically is somewhat affiliated with a neo-Nazi organization or group. Okay, but I didn't know that for sure. So I moved on to the next guy. This is Mr. Wolfsangle himself. He doesn't have anything too crazy about his profile except for it looks like he's got 3rd Assault Brigade Da Vinci's Wolves chevron. Looks like he's supportive of Azov. Okay, and this is a bunch of pro-Ukraine footage. Great. Here's Bobbin. Bobbin's another one that jumps on these. Here, Brew wants to be a part of this. Bobbin is another one that jumps on the bandwagon when they start talking crap on my videos. Here's one of the first things on his page. It's a chevron or a patch of this Jolly Roger or Skull and Crossbones that is very often related with Nazis and SS Division of World War II. And this guy even did us a favor and put SS above the patch, just in case there was any confusion about what that patch meant to him. Okay, hold on, baby. Let's go to the last guy. The last guy is Jure, Jure. This guy has the Azov symbol, the IN insignia, idea of a nation. Um, excuse me, baby, sorry. The same one I got on this patch that I earned by serving in that unit and being in combat with that unit and losing friends that wore this patch. Okay. So this guy, I just scrolled through real quick. I've quickly realized these guys are obviously these wannabe trendy douchebag neo-Nazi clowns, and they also have ties to this biker gang. Now, this biker gang, it looks like they're affiliated with, is called Hollister MC Croatia. Now, Hollister MC Croatia, I don't know personally. Okay, they with how where I grew up in Nevada, there was a lot of biker clubs. Hell's Angels were prevalent out there. Mongols, the Vagos, all kinds of cool stuff like that. And so I grew up respecting these clubs. So I don't know what this Hollister MC is about, but what I do know is that these three guys who either were affiliated with them or are currently are douchebags. Okay, so I went ahead and just asked ChatGPT, what is this misanthropic division that's on all of these guys' pages? What is Hate Crew Croatia? So initially, it says originated in Ukraine around the Euromaidan or Euromaidan Donbass war period, has been described by researchers and multiple sources as a neo-Nazi and or white supremacist network with international chapters and supporters, uses symbols, imagery, rhetoric associated with racial nationalism and neo-pagan extremist movements. That pretty much tracks with what we've seen so far. Here's Hate Crew Croatia. Hate Crew is a term that has historically appeared in the international white power skinhead scene. In Croatia, the phrase is commonly associated with parts of the far-right skinhead and neo-Nazi subculture rather than mainstream Croatian nationalism. Okay, so I wanted to bring this up for a couple of reasons. Number one, I did notice early on with this at least the one guy, the Wolf Single guy, he had a positive comment earlier on, like about 4 months ago, on one of my pages, or I don't know if it was him actually, but one of these four guys made a nice comment, and then all of a sudden these guys started being very negative, and I realized I was thinking back, what happened around that time period that could have set these guys off, and I don't know if this is a fact or not, but there was a video that I posted where I was wearing a tank top, and the Star of David with my grandmother's name right here is very prevalent in that video. And this was right around the same time that these guys seemed like they started switching up in the comments, which would make sense. They're posting all this neo-Nazi stuff on their pages, all of this white supremacist, extremist nationalist ideology, and then they see my Star of David, and all of a sudden they don't like me. That would make sense. I don't know if that's the case though. Okay, what I do know though for a fact is these guys have both 3rd Assault Brigade chevron as a profile picture, and the other one has the IN insignia, the idea of the nation, the Azov chevron on their profile picture. Don't put that shit in your profile picture if you're going to represent it like a bunch of racist pieces of shit. Okay? Point blank, period. They're and these guys also, for the record, they claim to be Ukrainian Croatian nationalists. There are a lot of Ukrainian nationalists here in Ukraine, which has zero, absolutely nothing to do with Nazism or racism. They are just very patriotic and supportive of their country. It's one of the things I respect the most about Ukraine and Ukrainians, because the USA used to be like that back in my day. There used to be a lot of patriotism. You used to be able to hang your American flag outside your house without some douchebag coming by and ripping it off or something, right? So there's a lot of nationalism here, and I love it. But there are so many Ukrainians who have fought for a long time to dispel this narrative of this neo-Nazi subculture in Ukraine. especially in Azov and especially in 3rd Assault Brigade. These guys want nothing to do with that ideology. And it's absolutely a well-known fact that at the very beginning, when Azov was still kind of a militia group, it was not officially in the Ukrainian National Guard yet. It was a group of more white supremacist, far right leaning ultra nationalists, excuse me, that started this militia, basically, that were kind of basically claiming to be freedom fighters. Eventually, this group was integrated into officially the Ukrainian Armed Forces under the Ukrainian National Guard, the NGU. Um, and when this happened, 99% of that ideology was flushed out. A lot of this stuff was removed. People that still had this ideology, the tattoos, stuff like that, they were removed. Point blank, period. So these units, now both of them are corps level, first Azov Corps and third Assault Corps, have worked a long time to dispel this narrative. And you've got douchebags like this who think they're being edgy and cool out there in Croatia, um, with their skinhead bullshit, and also putting emblems of the Azov insignia and the 3rd Assault Brigade Da Vinci's Wolves chevron on the profile picture. Guys, grow up. From what I can tell, all four of you are older than I am. You're acting like children. Stop. Okay. I don't hate you, but the whole wannabe wannabe Nazi thing, it's played out, man. It's super gay. Anyways, I wanted to cover that, you guys, because it's absolutely relevant to what happens here and what's happening here in Ukraine with the this is why the Russian propaganda succeeds, because of assholes like this that think they're cool. They think they're just wannabes, right? And they are holding on to this weird ultra nationalist white supremacist ideology that, for example, Azov had when it was still militia and wasn't even a military unit yet. So just a really, really bad look. And I wanted to kind of put these guys on blast as a example of what disinformation looks like and why the Russian propaganda works because of guys like this. That's it. Now we have two Magyar's birds. Like I said, they are very brutal. Viewer discretion advised as always. I didn't blur anything out, but I believe Magyar's birds channel does do some blurring, but I did click through this one. It's gnarly. Let's go. Magyar's birds, I believe, is the largest drone outfit in all of Ukraine now. The head of Magyar's birds, last name Magyar, forgot his first name, actually had the second largest bounty on his head in Ukraine, only second to Zelensky. That's how influential this Magyar guy is and his drone team is. That's crazy, man. I mean, you've got Budanov and you've got Redis, the commander of Azov, and you've got all kinds of people, really high up military generals and officers in Ukraine. And Russia picks the number 2 most wanted to be Magyar. You know, when I watch this stuff, sometimes I wonder if these soldiers are warned about the drone threat, or if it's played off as not that big of a deal, or maybe they're not even told about the drones, or if they know damn well, just like the Ukrainians do and the foreigners fighting for Ukraine do, they know damn well, and this is just part of it. You know, you just kind of have to accept the fact that drones are a drone saturated environment as part of the battlefield. Oh my gosh. No way. They got a Christmas bow on the front of this one, dude. That's hilarious. The sheer amount of footage that there is, dude, and new footage daily, my brain still doesn't really comprehend it. Just the amount of enemy that is being removed from the battlefield. They're disinfecting Eastern Ukraine. Hey, man. I say this in almost every video that we watch like this, especially the brutal ones, is yes, it's awful. Seeing human lives like that, it just get absolutely wasted because of a dictator, a terrorist dictator's aggression and his self-propelled ambition to take Ukraine. It's awful to see that. But that's a big but. I don't have sympathy, man. I have partial sympathy in the respect that I've been in this position. I've ran from a lot of drones. I've almost had my head taken off by multiple drones. I get it. I do have sympathy in that aspect because it sucks. But I wasn't invading a free nation trying to kill their people and take their land. I was defending a nation when I was fighting. These guys are actively in another country's land trying to take more of it and kill their people. This is what you get, dude. Actions have consequences. I don't like using this fuck around and find out term anymore because it's super played out, but this is a very good example of that. All right, and then let's look at this one real quick, guys. Let me translate it. Stand by. Because I think there's something important that gets hit here. And this is a short one, then we'll wrap it up, okay? SBS birds destroy, Iskander ballistics and Tu-42 aircrafts. So the Iskanders are those big ballistic missiles they launch into Ukraine almost daily now. And these are what launch them, those big bombers. Dude, in what world do they think it's okay to keep those things in the open? Ignorance. I understand it's a very big piece of machinery, it's a big asset, but you got to figure it out, man. Get nets up around it, build hangars. That's a multi-million, if not billion-dollar asset right there, including the Iskander ballistic missiles that are on them. Oh no, I'm sorry. This might be the Iskanders right here, launchers. Yeah. I don't know much Ukrainian, but I know that says Iskander down there. had a pretty big missile hit near the apartment. I don't know, this was probably a couple weeks ago now. And I was actually filming when it happened, but it was nighttime. And a drone hit. So there was this big explosion from the drone. And, you know, when there's explosions, there's like sometimes there's echoing sound depending on the area that you're in. It makes different noises, and I thought this was just like an echoing sound, maybe in like my apartment block, but it kept getting louder, and I realized it was a ballistic missile, and that thing came screaming in, dude. And yeah, obviously shook the whole apartment. It was close, but not too close to break any glass or anything. But ballistics are a different animal because at least with drones, man, most of them are fast enough you can at least get to the other side of the building or something, right? Or most of them, they're slow enough you can get to the other side of the building. Ballistics are too quick, man. Anyways, that's all I got, man. This was a little different because I wanted to talk about a little bit of that neo-Nazi culture and why it's still effective in Ukraine. Anyways, I love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.